Good morning, and we are the week of Christmas. Drive safe, Dave. Are you getting a little excited?
Yeah, I've got a little bit of a Christmas excitement about me at the house. And
We did have a Cowboy victory yesterday.
We did.
For those in the Cowboy Nation, which is probably all of you.
America's team.
Big win, America's team, and we play again, I think, next Sunday against the Cardinals. And the Cowboys can clinch their division with a loss, I believe, tomorrow with Washington. You know, we got football games during the week this week.
We do.
COVID, Omicron, or whatever that is.
We got Monday, Tuesday. We got games all the week.
Is that Omicron causing that, or just COVID?
Delta variant, sir.
Still the Delta.
That is the major variant in the United States, creating havoc across the country.
It's creating havoc definitely across the football and sports again. We're seeing, you know, basketball teams, games getting canceled on football, getting pushed off till Monday and Tuesday this week here. And Drive Safe Dave, I know President Biden's also going to speak tomorrow, really, though, on the Omicron variant and what it's doing here. And, you know, we've seen an uptick, I think 26% in COVID cases over the last few weeks. We've seen a 3% surge last week alone in the hospitalization. But Les, I think it's like 3% of that is considered the Omicron variant. So it's not like the Omicron's causing it yet. Just a lot of concern, I'm assuming, Drive Safe, as my Washington insider.
Well, you know, there's almost 150,000 COVID cases reported every single day right now, which is a huge upswing across the country. And a certain percentage of those are hospitalized, and a certain percentage of those end in fatality. So, yes, a genuine concern. I think over 1,000 people a day are still dying out there because of COVID.
Gotcha. So, again, a reminder, you know, wash the hands, keep clean. We want to continue to remind. I think, you know, as that's gone on, we don't talk about it as much. I mean, that was every day for a year. And even us here on the show, we don't talk about it as much, right? Wash your hands and you know, be an example to others. And when you're around people, especially outside of your bubble, you know, do what you can to make sure that you're wearing your mask. You know, so chaos. We're coming into the holiday season.
Absolutely.
A lot of chaos going around. You know, and that chaos it's real. You know, you know, for many of us, it makes you forget to look around your surroundings, to slow down, to put your mask on,
Absolutely.
Whatever that is. And we had a fuel stop. You know, we can talk about that in Ohio.
Oh yeah.
We had a fatality I think it was over the weekend or Friday,
Yep.
at a truck stop in which, you know, I don't know if it was another truck driver yet, but it was another driver going to get fuel, hit somebody. They, I guess, fall to the ground, blood coming out, they die.
Yep.
And Drive Safe Dave, I'm sure it was another truck driver. You would think so in the fuel island. Was at a Love's Fuel Island station.
Yes.
So it's just, you know, for a minute here, and again, I know you've come from that environment where you spent many years on that. How dangerous is it around those fuel islands?
I'm telling you, you're talking about large machines, and you know, we talk about a lot about out on the road, but you have to be aware of your surroundings in truck stops. We talk about it here. We've discussed it here, how dangerous they can be. You can slip and fall easily. You can step out between two vehicles and get hit. You can get run over. And I'll tell you, people drive too fast in truck stops right now. They're just not, and I can tell you every driver out there knows what I'm talking about. People driving way too fast inside the truck stops. You know, there's no reason for it. It's not, and I tell everyone, make sure that you can be seen when you walk around a truck stop.
Drive Safe Dave, we saw the report over in California in which the Health Industry Distributors Association. You know, one thing I've learned from all these backups in the canal, that there's an association. I'm not in the canal, but in the ports, there's a group for everything.
There's a group.
I mean, you got the retailers, you got the health folks, you got the Halloween Association, you have the Christmas Association. You have every association out there that's just complaining and legitimately so about the backups at the port. But I've seen there's more associations out there than I think we would have ever known. The National Lumber Association.
They've come to life.
Yes. And my God, they're just pointing fingers, and here it is again. But the healthcare is saying, you know what? We have between 8 to 12,000 containers sitting out there of medical material that we need.
Yeah, medical supplies. Also for the what's going on across the country, we still have a very real crisis in COVID, and a lot of these medical supplies are much needed. And everything from garments to equipment used to help facilitate people that are sick. And you know what? It's just going to continue to be needed. And I guess it's backed up. They said some of it for what?
37 days is the average on the backup out there in the water. But 37 turns into 45, and then all of a sudden it turns into what we saw for Halloween, where it was November, the middle of the end of November, when this product of Halloween goods that were supposed to be here late September, early October started getting unloaded. Yeah, sitting out there in the ports for that long. And I know they're working on, right? They have ways to go out there and prioritize what's what. This is more critical than this. We see it right now. We see our volume today at 14,335 shipments. So volume staying very strong. We look at it and we say, well, let's kind of look what it looked like compared to just last year. We're just going to only bring up last year because that's all that really matters anymore, right? Let's just see if we can get it going here. Boom. Here we go. So we look at last year, and our volume today is about as consistent as it was last year at 14,300. We want to go ahead and look out a year. Okay, if we remember last year, here's where we were at 14,335 before the holiday hit, and we went down, dipped down to that 10,000 mark. So we would expect to see probably the same thing. Here's where we ended up last year, and then the freight came back up the month of February. You can see it's hovering around that 13,000 mark right there all the way until March, and when it peaked up, and we are where we are today from March on. So volume's very heavy. We look at those rejections as well. Freight being rejected right now, it is still out there. It's at 20%. We're going to see it probably move closer to that 23% before the end of the year. We're at 20.95, so almost 21% right now. Again, if we go back and we say, well, what does that compare to last year? See if we can get it here. There we go. Last year, we were at 25.35% up here. And you can see years past, 14%, 11%. As we get to this week, and we spoke about this last week, this week right here, this is the week that we really start seeing the rejections happen because the independent contractors are going home, right? The independent contractor, the company drivers, they're going to try to get back home. And while we don't want anybody, people will start getting sick during this week. Trucks get sick. I got to take my truck to the shop.
This first one, as drivers, again, folks, I can't stretch enough how dangerous 287 is. But there again, somebody's passing in a no passing zone. It was clear, but still, it just shows some of the illegal driving that goes on out there, and you've got to be ready for this. In this case, like I said, nobody was on the highway, but it's still illegal. Good job by this driver just kind of grabbing that for us. Here's where we go into the patience, folks. I mean, just a great job, right? You can see traffic sign and keep the distance. This driver keeps great distance, is able to stop. You got a guy in a blinker going to try to squeeze over, okay? But just a good job keeping that space, letting the traffic go around them, staying in their lane. This is not the time to make a lane change. As you can see, everything's a lot of chaos going on. Just a terrific job with the patience. Here, again, you see it. And one of the things that stood out to me here, and I don't know, see if Drive Safe for anybody else, the drivers can get it. It's just a simple thing, but it creates a problem. But again, this driver did a phenomenal job recognizing the situation and is able to keep their spacing here. Drive Safe, did you see anything in this video that kind of also creates a little bit of a danger? It's very subtle.
I guess I'm missing it. I mean, we got a lot of traffic, we got a lot of intersections, and we got a lot going on. What do you got, Bob?
Producer. Go ahead, producer.
Is it the silver car in front not having their lights on?
Yeah, there's no lights on. Everybody's got their lights on, but the silver car comes up, and it just shows again the dangers of how hard when we make quick decisions. That's an easy one that could be missed. It's dark enough to where a lot of lights are on. Silver in this kind of area, right in the background too, is kind of hard to see. So I thought this driver did a great job keeping that space and allowing that, because you're right, the silver car had no lights on. The next one, again, intersections are dangerous. Look at this driver. I just love this. Knows they're not going the turn lane is yellow, and that last vehicle ran it in red. So a black vehicle made that left turn in red, and then the driver creeps up here. Just a phenomenal job, I thought. We talk all the time. Drive Safe says that people from the right or the left, right, can't see other cars when the big rig's there. And look at it, stand back so everybody has a clear picture as they come into this busy intersection. Just a great job. Again, another intersection. And again, as we said, packing the patience. A lot of patience in these videos today. Here's one. Don't try to go around and squeeze up in there, right? Many would do that. Just stay here, be impatient. It's not safe to kind of inch your way out, and you're just going to be patient and wait for that left turn. Typically, these lights, the left turn's going to, and what I like about it is they're going to turn first anyway. They're going to get that arrow, and then you're going to be able to go up safely anyway. So great job. We do have some weather, and we're going to talk this week, and you heard it alluded to a little bit this morning. Drive Safe and Sir Rick talked a lot about the weather, right, and what's coming, and we're in that season, folks. For the next 2 to 3 months, depending where you're at, you are going to see some weather. We start to see the snow coming in, as we said. And so we're going to talk a little bit, what do you do? And I'm going to focus on the speeds. We always talk about slowing down in all conditions. And according to the FMCSA guidelines, right, in the rain, you are required to be safe, is to reduce your speed by 30%. So if the speed limit's 70, right, that's 21 miles per hour. So again, you've got to bring it down in that rain, heavy rain, just to be safe and give yourself those reaction times. We see, we heard just a minute ago of potential fatal accident in Columbus. We also have some issues in Dallas when all the other cities look good, and it's raining here in Dallas. So again, it's one of those things where when that rain comes, we've got to slow down and pack our patience when you're driving in the rain.